What is happening, everybody? This is Cody, aka DFS Prodigy, coming to you live, breaking down this upcoming DraftKings. I believe it's a gamer, but I kind of wanted to do a mini recap of my lineup today. I think I'm going to start kind of doing that route, also kind of breaking down what happened in the slate. So I played Jaw. There was a lot of news that broke, so my initial video kind of didn't anticipate for the bunch of injuries that changed the slate with the Pelicans and the Clippers, but it is what it is. So I had to do a stack of Giannis and Morant. I had to get the two studs, and then I played Brandon Boston at a low ownership. Batum kind of let me down. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting Brandon Clark to have a minimal game. Norm Powell looked awful. Dylan Brooks looked awful. But Jose Alvarado was actually a lock and load after I saw no CJ McCollum. But that's what it kind of ended up on today. Like I said, it was okay, but let's hop into this bigger slate. Let's go to Monday slate. All right, so we have an A gamer. Before we get a like button for me, definitely subscribe. We're gonna break down this A game slate for tomorrow. With starting off with Orlando. I feel on Orlando side, Paulo's cheap. This team's a bunch of cheap guys. It's a Philly. I don't trust any of it at all. I'm kind of just looking at it and saying I'm fading this whole entire team. Jonathan Isaac, I know is cheap, 3.5. I know it's a appealing price tag, but he's just not getting minutes. So they're only letting him play less than 10 minutes. So not doing that until we see a bigger workload. But on the Philly side, Joel Embiid is questionable. If he's out, I'm going to get to a lot of James Harden. I'm going to get to a lot of Tobias Harris 6-1. I'm going to get to a lot of Harrell at 4-5 starting. So I'm going to bump up this Philly team in a big way. I'm going to get a lot of this first game on the Philly side if there is no Embiid. If the Embiid's in, it's just Embiid for me or bust. On the Lakers side, this is where it gets interesting. So there's no LeBron, there's no AD, so it's Westy season. It's going to be Schroeder season. It's going to be Thomas Bryant season. Give me all of this team. I love this team as a whole. Brooklyn plays no defense. I'm locking and loading with LA. And then on the flip side, you can go over with the run back of Kyrie Irving at 10-8. You can go with Nicholas Claxton at 8-1. Those are my two solid studs I'm going to with the injury news of no KD. Ben Simmons is questionable. So there's no Ben Simmons. I want to bump up Royce O'Neal, who's going to see bigger minutes at 5-6. So I'm liking a lot of these early games. The Golden State and OKC side, this is what I'm kind of just looking at and saying I'm out. I want to get the Steph Curry at 10-5. I want to get a Jordan Poole at that price tag. There's not a lot that I want on this Golden State team. They should be able to run the floor against OKC. They should. I mean, but it is OKC. We've seen stranger things have happened. On the OKC side, SGA, I don't mind it at 8.99. He's going to be the reason why this team stays in the game. Josh Giddey, 7-7, meh. Not a lot. Just not a lot. The Kings of Minnesota on the King side, Sabonis 10-3 is okay. I'd rather go to other spins like Kyrie. Darren Fox, 8-3 is a minimal price tag. I know Keegan Murray has been up and down, but he had a dud game last game. So I should tell you how it goes with Keegan Murray. On the Minnesota side, possibly no Rudy Gobert. He should be playing though, but if there's no Rudy Gobert, we know how to go with this. Get lock and low with Kyle Anderson, as horrible as it sounds. Lock and low with McDaniels. You're going to get a little bit more of him, and then get you some of Nas Reed on the Minnesota side. Washington and San Antonio. Washington side, the whole team's healthy. I don't trust Bradley Beal right now. I don't know what's going through his mind. I don't trust Kyle Kuzma at 8-9 when this Porzingis backs at 9-1. I like the matchup for Porzingis though. I don't mind it. On the Spurs side, Nova Cell still. So Trey Jones maybe, Colin Johnson maybe. Again, this is the Spurs. I don't trust it. Detroit and Dallas on the Detroit side. This Dallas team and Detroit game is going to be a good game. Because I'm going to get to some of, as bad as it sounds, I'm going to get to some Jalen Duren at 5-5. And I'm going to go right back to the well and Bog. I think this is a bounce back spot for him. I think this is where he can erupt. Because on the Dallas side, if there's no Luca, I'm going to get I'm going to get to Spencer Dinwiddie some. I know the price tag's high. I know it is. That's going to make people fade him, but I kind of want to go to him at a good ownership. Dorian Finney-Smith still is lower priced at 4-6. I'm going to go right back to the well and Josh Green at 3-8. That's too cheap for him for what he can do. So that's kind of what I'm looking at on the Dallas side. And then last two games, Toronto, Phoenix on the Toronto side. No OG Anunoby, so maybe some Scotty Barnes at 7.6. He's been a 40-point bucket so far. Van Fleet looks okay at 8,000. It is pretty cheap. Siakam in this matchup, he should do well in this matchup, but he's had a couple dud games. It's just kind of sketchy. On the Phoenix side, no Devin Booker, no Campaign, no Shaman, no Crowder, obviously. So Chris Paul looks good at 8-2 still. DeAndre Ayton looks good in this matchup at 7-8. It's kind of the main two I'm focusing on. In the last game of the slate is Atlanta at Portland. Atlanta side is Trae Young's questionable. If he's out, I'm going to get to a lot of DeJounte Murray at 7-9. I'm going to get to a lot of John Collins at 5-9. Maybe some Abog at 5-1-2. Those guys would see this bump up. And on the Portland side, if there's no Nurkic, I'm going to get to Eubanks at 3-6 a little bit more. But Dame Lillard's good here if you want to go to DeJounte Murray and Dame Lillard stack. So that wraps up the safe process, though. Thank you for tuning in. It's a great safe rest tonight. Have a good one, everybody.